Fizz Nation, welcome back to the channel 2 days in a row. We're on a hot streak by comparison to the last few weeks, y'all. But it's time, y'all, somehow, some way, I don't know how, but today's review marks the very beginning of the 2024 Fall Flavor Series. And y'all really seem to like the Fall Flavor reviews. I don't understand it, but the fall reviews really seem to do pretty well by comparison throughout most of the year. So it's officially September 1st, and most people associate that with kind of the unofficial start of fall. So that's what we're gonna do too. And we're gonna go ahead and kick it off with a bit of a bang, because a couple weeks ago Fanta officially released this. This is Fanta Haunted Apple. This is a tie-in with the new Beetlejuice movie, which apparently is coming out this week. I've only seen like one trailer for it. I'm probably gonna see it for nostalgia's sake, but whether or not it's gonna be good remains to be seen. But Fanta's getting right into the spooky season with a Beetlejuice tie-in, and it's got me wondering if they're gonna do this in addition to a What the Fanta like they've done for the last couple years, or if this is effectively gonna take the place of that. Haven't really found a definitive answer for that yet. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments down below. But Fizz Nation, it is time to get right into the content that you guys are here to see. Let's go ahead and pop the top and give it the old sniff test. See how haunted this review is gonna be. So right off the bat, it's giving off definitely a sort of green apple scent to it, but it's almost like a spiced green apple scent. Like, am I smelling nutmeg? For a second I thought it was almost like a candy apple scent, but that's not caramel, that's some sort of spice. Well, Fizz Nation, my curiosity has officially been piqued, so let's go ahead and grab our trusty glass with ice and give it the old pour and see what else we can see about all this. Not gonna lie, I messed that up, but let's take a look at this green color here that we've got. It is a very, very pronounced green. Not like highlighted green or anything like that, but almost kind of electric green, if you can call it that. Like, this is not a forest green, and I'm having a hard time describing it other than almost like a slime, which would be a perfect tie-in for spooky season. I mean, these guys know what they're doing. This is all done intentionally. But we have smelled it, we have seen it, and now it's time to go ahead and toss it back, give it the old taste test, and see what else appears. Here's to you. This is very interesting. Definitely some green apple in this. Absolutely, that's the primary foundational flavor. But this spiced layer, it is so familiar. I know I've tasted something just like this before. This is very familiar. It's gonna drive me crazy. What was that? Oh, you know what this tastes like? This tastes almost like an apple brown Betty. Y'all ever had apple brown Betty before? I guess it's more of a southern dessert. It's got apples, cinnamon, butter. I've never made one, so I'm not really sure what all goes into it. But this is kind of reminding me of an apple brown Betty. I don't know if this is cinnamon, but it's definitely a sort of like a sweeter spice that's attached to this. This is actually a really comforting flavor. Definitely reminds me of simpler times. I mean, it's definitely not sweetened with real sugar, it's sweetened with the high fructose corn syrup, so I've got that kind of residue in my throat that I would happily do without. But as far as the flavor is concerned, I'm pretty pleasantly surprised by this. Alright, so what do I think of Fanta Haunted Apple? It's fall, y'all. Seriously, this definitely feels and tastes like a quintessential fall flavor. They did a very good job with that. I mean, when it comes to fall flavors, take your pick. You've got pumpkin, which is kind of the predominant one that everyone thinks about, and then you've got apple. And usually in the context of a fall flavor, apple is usually associated with a sort of like kind of pie, like desserts, you know, like apple pie, apple brown Betty, cinnamon, cloves, sugar, and I think they did a decent job of capturing that essence here. It's hard to get me to turn down a spiced soda. Like, there's just something kind of special about that kind of dynamic, but it never once occurred to me to do that with an apple flavored soda. As far as I'm aware, there's really nothing quite like this out right now. It's unique, it's original, it's refreshing, but it's refreshing in a sort of comforting way. I'm gonna be honest, Fizz Nation, at first I wasn't quite sure about this, but I warmed up to it very, very quickly. I feel like they did a good job with this flavor. It absolutely knows what it wants to be. I feel like if they used real sugar with this, it would take it up to a whole new level, but I do like it for what it is, and I'll definitely be getting this a few times while it's out. And it's because of that I'm gonna go ahead and give Fanta Haunted Apple 4 out of 5 sips. And also, I like the branding, but for my safety, I'm not gonna say its name 3 times. Alright, Fizz Nation, that's gonna go ahead and do it for me this week. Thanks again for stopping by for the second day in a row. Did you enjoy this video? Please let us and the algorithm know by hitting that like button. It's really gonna help us out a lot. And if you wanna see more content like this, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you don't miss any notifications for future videos. I'm gonna get out of here and finish this up. You guys have an awesome week, and we will see you next time.